All right, everybody, welcome back. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive
Yes.
on heart health
Heart-healthy foods.
after 70.
That's right.
This is based on an article we found called
Uh-huh.
Warning, Avoid These 5 Foods After 70 to Protect Your Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you're thinking. Oh, not heart-healthy foods again.
Right.
But I think we found some really interesting stuff in this article.
Yeah, there's some stuff here I didn't know.
Like really surprising stuff. I know we've all heard the basics. But we're going to go a little deeper today.
That's right.
And we're going to cover 5 food categories.
Okay.
Processed meats, sugary drinks, fried foods, refined carbs, and high-sodium packaged foods.
I think we all know somebody who could benefit from learning about this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So
yeah.
let's start off with
Okay.
processed meats.
Processed meats.
Like your sausages, your bacon, your deli meats.
Right, right.
Why are these so bad, especially after 70?
Well, after 70, our blood vessels become less flexible.
Okay.
So the sodium in processed meats can lead to hypertension
Right.
or high blood pressure.
Yeah, I've heard that's bad.
It is bad. And it's especially bad
Right.
for older people because it puts more pressure on the arteries
Okay.
when they're already stiffened.
Gotcha. So it's like
Yeah,
if you have older plumbing in a house and you keep putting more pressure through it,
exactly.
it's more likely to burst.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
And in addition to the sodium, there's also trans fats hidden in these foods.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Okay, so what's so bad about the trans fats?
They raise your bad cholesterol,
Okay.
and that makes you more likely to get heart disease.
Okay.
But what's really bad about trans fats is that they actually change
Oh, wow.
the makeup of your arteries and make them more vulnerable to plaque buildup.
So it's a double whammy.
It is. And then there's also nitrates and nitrites.
Right. I've heard about those.
Those are preservatives that
nice.
keep the meat looking fresh, but they can turn into something called nitrosamines in your body.
And those are bad because,
They've been linked to an increased risk of cancer.
wow, so it's not just about the heart.
It's not, no.
Overall health.
Your whole body.
Okay, so processed meats are out. But what about protein?
Oh, you need protein.
We need protein.
Especially when you're older.
Right.
To maintain your muscle mass and energy.
Right. So
Yeah.
what are some alternatives?
Well, you could try grilled chicken or fish.
Okay.
Those are good sources of lean protein.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could try some plant-based protein sources like beans, lentils, and tofu.
Those are good too.
They are. And they're better for the environment.
Oh, that's great.
So you're doing something good for your body and for the planet.
Okay. Well, so long processed meats.
Yes.
Now, sugary drinks.
Ooh.
Yes. We all know those are bad. But what's the WHY?
The why, yeah.
Why are they especially bad after 70?
Well, I mean, obviously they're bad for everyone because of empty calories.
Right.
Which can lead to weight gain.
And all that. Yep.
But as you get older, your body is less efficient at regulating blood sugar.
Okay.
And sugary drinks cause blood sugar to spike.
Uh-huh.
And over time, that can lead to insulin resistance.
That
That means your cells aren't responding to insulin as well as they should.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder to process glucose for energy,
I see.
which can lead to type 2 diabetes,
Right.
which is a big risk factor for heart disease.
So it's not just about being sluggish after that soda.
It's not, no. It can have long-term consequences.
Okay.
And that's not all. Sugar also causes inflammation
Right.
throughout the body,
Yeah.
which can damage blood vessels
Right.
and contribute to that plaque buildup
Right.
we were talking about earlier.
So it sounds like we've got to be really careful about sugary drinks.
We do.
All right. But can we still have anything sweet?
Well, the best thing to drink is always water.
Okay.
It's calorie-free and keeps you hydrated.
Right.
But if you want something with a little more flavor, you can try herbal teas
Oh, yeah.
like chamomile, peppermint, hibiscus.
Those are all good.
Yeah, they are.
I actually like to put some lemon
Yeah.
or lime in my water sometimes.
It's nice.
It's refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So sugary drinks are out. What about fried foods?
Fried foods. Oh, boy.
I know everybody loves them.
I know, they're so good. But,
What's the catch?
well, when you fry foods, the oils break down.
Mm.
And they create harmful compounds like those trans fats we talked about earlier,
Oh, right.
which raise bad cholesterol
Uh-huh.
and lower good cholesterol.
Gotcha.
Not good.
So are there any ways to enjoy
Yeah.
that crispy texture without
Yeah.
all the bad stuff?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You can bake
Okay.
or air fry.
Oh, right.
Those are good options.
They are. Okay, so we've covered processed meats, sugary drinks, and fried foods.
Right.
Let's move on to
Okay.
refined carbohydrates.
Refined carbohydrates.
Like white bread, pasta, pastries.
Right.
So these are everywhere.
They're in everything.
Yeah, so how are they impacting our hearts after 70?
Well, when they process these carbohydrates, they strip out the fiber and nutrients.
Okay.
So what's left is basically just simple carbs that are quickly digested and cause your blood sugar to spike.
Right, and we know after 70, that's
not a good
thing.
No.
So what's the role of fiber? Like, I know it's important.
It is important.
But I don't know all the specifics.
Yeah, well, fiber helps to slow down digestion, which prevents those blood sugar spikes. It can also help regulate cholesterol.
Really? Okay, so how do we get more fiber?
Well, you can switch to whole grains. Like oats, quinoa, brown rice.
Oh, those are good.
They are.
Okay, so refined carbs are out. What about high sodium packaged foods?
Yes, the sneaky ones.
They're everywhere too.
They are, and they can be really hard to avoid because they don't always taste salty.
So what are some of the culprits?
Well, you've got your canned soups, frozen dinners, sauces, dressings.
I see.
Even some snack crackers can be loaded with sodium.
Wow, okay. So why is too much sodium especially bad after 70?
Well, it leads to water retention, which increases your blood volume. Which puts more pressure on your blood vessels.
Right. And we're back to the stiff arteries.
We are, yeah. And when your blood pressure is high, your heart has to work harder. And that can weaken the heart muscle over time.
It's kind of like driving your car at top speed all the time.
Exactly.
It's going to wear down much faster.
It is, yeah. So you got to take it easy on the sodium.
So how do we avoid all this hidden sodium?
Well, you have to become a label reader.
Oh, right.
Look for low sodium options. But the best thing you can do is just cook at home more.
Right.
You can control how much salt you're adding.
Oh, that makes sense. And it's fun to cook.
It is.
Okay, well, that's all 5 food culprits.
Yeah.
I feel like we've learned a lot.
We have.
But I am getting a little hungry now.
Me too.
But before we all run to our kitchens and figure everything out,
I
think it's important to remember that it's not about perfection.
It's not, no.
It's about progress.
It is.
So make small changes over time.
One step at a time.
And it will make a difference.
Exactly.
Okay, well, stay tuned, and we'll be right back with more heart-healthy tips after 70.
Sounds good.
Welcome back, everybody. So now that we've covered some of the foods that we might want to be avoiding after 70 to keep our hearts healthy.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious about what LZ we can do to keep our hearts healthy.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, what else can we be doing?
Yeah, so beyond diet, one of the best things you can do for your heart is to get regular exercise.
Right, exercise, okay.
Because exercise strengthens your heart muscle and improves circulation. So it's like giving your heart a workout, right? It helps it get stronger and more efficient.
So how much exercise are we talking about?
Well, you should aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week.
Okay, so that's like brisk walking.
Brisk walking, yeah.
Gardening.
Gardening, swimming, dancing, anything that gets your heart rate up.
And does exercise help with those stiff arteries that we were talking about before?
It does. That's a good question. It really does because it improves blood flow.
Okay.
And can actually slow down the stiffening of the arteries.
Wow, so it's like keeping the pipes clean.
Exactly.
Okay, and I know exercise.
Yeah.
It's a great stress reliever.
Oh, it is. It releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects.
So it's good for the mind and the body.
It's good for everything.
Okay, and what about stress?
Stress is bad for your heart.
Okay.
Like really bad. When you're stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and that increases your heart rate and blood pressure.
So it's like your body's constantly in fight or flight mode.
Exactly. And if that happens too often, it can damage your heart.
Wow, so we have to manage our stress?
We do.
What are some ways to do that?
Well, exercise is a good one.
Right.
We already talked about that. But there are also things like meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, spending time in nature.
Yeah, nature is good for the soul.
It is.
And what about like friends and family, social connections?
Social connections are so important for your mental and emotional health.
Right.
And when you're feeling good mentally and emotionally, it's good for your heart too.
So really, it's all about taking care of ourselves.
It is.
In every aspect.
In every aspect, yeah.
Like mind, body, spirit.
Exactly. And, you know, one thing I think people forget is The importance of regular checkups.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Especially after 70.
Okay.
Because, you got to make sure everything is running smoothly.
Yeah, it's like a tune-up for the heart.
Exactly. Your doctor can monitor your blood pressure, cholesterol, all that good stuff.
So early detection is key.
Early detection is key, absolutely.
Okay. So I think what we're seeing here is that heart health is not just about
no.
what we eat.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's how we manage our stress, how much we exercise, who we spend time with.
It's about taking care of yourself.
Okay, well, I'm feeling a lot more informed about how to take care of my heart after 70.
I'm glad to hear that.
But before we wrap up this part, I just want to leave everyone with a question to think about.
Okay.
What brings you joy?
Oh, that's a good one.
What are the things in your life that make your heart sing? Because I think those things are just as important as all the other stuff we've talked about today.
I agree.
Okay, well, we'll be right back with the final part of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
After a quick break. All right, welcome back, everybody. So we've been talking about all the things we can do to keep our hearts healthy after 70, but I think it's also important to remember that heart health is not just about avoiding certain foods or hitting the gym every day, right?
No, absolutely. It's really about creating a life that feels, joyful and vibrant. And that looks different for everybody.
Right. So, what are some of the things that people can do to bring more joy into their lives?
Oh, gosh, so many things. It could be spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, volunteering in the community.
Well, that's a good one. I love volunteering.
Yeah. Even just taking a few minutes to appreciate the beauty around us, those little things can really make a difference.
It's the little moments, right?
Yeah.
That add up to a big feeling of joy.
Exactly. And, there's actually some really interesting research about the link between positive emotions and heart health.
Oh, really? Tell me more about that.
Yeah. Researchers have found that people who experience more positive emotions, like, say, joy, gratitude, love, they tend to have lower blood pressure, better cholesterol levels.
Wow, that's amazing. So basically, feeling good can actually be good for your heart.
It really can. It kind of makes sense, too, when you think about it. When you're feeling happy and grateful, you're more likely to take care of yourself.
Right. You're more likely to eat healthy foods, exercise, and those things are obviously good for your heart.
Exactly. It's like this positive feedback loop. Positive emotions lead to healthy choices, and healthy choices lead to more positive emotions.
I like that. So it's not just about forcing ourselves to do things we don't enjoy. It's about finding those things that really light us up.
Absolutely. Because when we're genuinely happy and fulfilled, it shows up in every aspect of our lives, including our health.
Makes sense. So we've covered a lot of ground today, and I know it can feel like a lot to remember. Any advice for our listeners on how to make these changes stick?
Well, I always say start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just pick one small thing you can do today to nourish your heart.
That's good advice. And what about resources? Where can people go for more information or support?
Oh, there are so many great resources out there. Talk to your doctor, of course, but there are also tons of websites, books, podcasts. Even just connecting with friends or family members who are also on a health journey can be incredibly helpful.
Right. Having that support system can make a big difference.
It really can. And I think the most important thing to remember is to be kind to yourself. This is a journey, not a destination. There are going to be ups and downs along the way.
So true. And it's all about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of people are working on improving their heart health, and there's a whole community out there ready to support you.
Well said. So to wrap things up, I just want to remind everyone to keep diving into knowledge, keep exploring ways to live your best life. And until next time, stay heart smart.